graph it up there?
Yeah, please. Okay, so basically you just plug these values into here. Alright, so 3 to the negative second power is going to give you 1 over 9. So minus 2 is going to give you 1,
It just goes 1.8 forever, so I just put the line on 8.
okay, are you sure this isn't negative?
Probably. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, so the negative there, good. Okay, so you have negative 1.88, and the negative 1.66, and negative 1, then 1, and 7. Yes.
So you said in class like we should do like, since 1.88 and 1.66 is so close, that should we like give bigger values or just is that fine?
You can. If it would make your graph look better, like sometimes your graph will be moved by some kind of transformation that like you will need to get another value because you can't like tell the shape of the graph. Okay, but if you use those three and you can tell the shape of the graph, then that's fine. Okay. All right, so there you go. Okay, so what is your asymptote here, guys? What would your asymptote be? Johnny, I'm just gonna trace over your line, okay?
All right. What's an asymptote again?
It's the one that's like right on the arrow.
So the asymptote, what is that? What's an asymptote?
The line is barely touching the.
Yeah, the line. So a line on the plot that your graph gets really, really close to but never touches. Which line is that?
Negative 2.
Yeah, negative 2. Okay? Listen, your asymptote, right, will be whatever is on your y-intercept. Okay? Because normally on your let's say f of x equals a to the x, the asymptote of this
Plus 1.
is going to be 0. Okay? It's going to be 0.
Wait, no, why not plus 1?
Because that's not the line that it gets close to. Okay, let's look at your parent functions. Does anyone have their parent function papers? No?
I think I have it somewhere. Give
Well,
us a new one.
I don't have it.
We can share one if you want to.
All right, the parent function paper tells you what? Let's look at the exponential one. What does it get closer and closer to in the exponential function?
Yeah, it's so hard.
What?
What does it get close to?
Yeah, the negative 2
0.
line, right?
To 0, right?
What?
That's the parent function. 0. But now we move the graph 2 spaces down, so what's it going to get closer to?
Oh, 2.
Negative 2, right? On the y-axis. So y equals negative 2. Okay? Got it, guys? Any questions? So I will be asking you what your asymptote is. Okay? Just understand that if you have like a p-value on here, that's going to tell you right away what your asymptote is. So your asymptote will be y.
So it's either that right there or.
If there's nothing, then it's Make sense? Yes? Yes. Good. Okay, so that's graphing. It's pretty easy because you just have to make an XY table and just plot it. Okay, so the biggest thing that I think we need to focus on right now is the compound interest. Okay, so this is the formula for compound interest. It's A equals P1 plus R over N and T power, okay? Now, you do need to know what each thing stands for. A is going to be the balance, okay? So like the total money. P is going to be the principal. So your initial money, what you invested. All right. R is going to be your interest rate. and you have to write it as a decimal. Okay, and
N is like how frequent, right?
and yes, n is. So wait, let's do n last.
But like, it's not like an N.
T is gonna be the time that the money is gonna be in there. So the time in years. And then n is going to be the frequency. We'll say that. Doesn't give us like an actual,
Like an N.
we'll say the compoundings per year.
Is the, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the formula.
Is it like, you know, like a monthly thing or an annual thing?
Exactly.
That's N.
So n is gonna be pretty much the one thing that you're gonna have to decipher, okay? Because the problem will tell you how much money will you make if it's compounded annually. If it's compounded annually, that means once a year, okay? So your n is gonna be 1, okay? How about if it's compounded quarterly? How many times per year? 4, right? If it's compounded monthly, 12. If it's compounded weekly,
52.
Figure it out.
52, okay? We'll send the video to you guys that have. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
How long do you want the videos to be?
Yeah, because I
Because
still
I
have it ready.
You
Stop
still
them
have
when
it
you
running?
start.
Yeah.
That's fine, I'll just upload it to YouTube.
No, I have the group chat, the period.
When you try to send, it like
Yeah.
doesn't let you send things that long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, that's the only problem with that. Or you have a group chat on WhatsApp, right?
No.
No?
It's on
Okay.
iMessage.
Yeah, on WhatsApp, it does let you send like longer videos. Who cares? I'll put it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Okay, so if it's compounded weekly, then what's n gonna be?
52.
52, right? What about bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly,
Mhm.
so that's twice a week, so that's 104.
So bi-weekly,
Oh, it's skip a week?
yeah, it's like every 2 weeks.
Oh, 52 divided by
26, right? So 26 times. Good. Okay, so that's what you have to think about for n. Okay, just be able to understand what n is. It's literally just plugging into this formula. So let's do the question. So the question says, and I'm on page 691. Okay, it says a total of $15,000 is invested at an annual interest rate of 8%. Okay? Find the balance after 6 years
Is this one yesterday?
for each type of compound. Let's start with if it's compounded quarterly. B, if it's compounded monthly. And then the last one, C, if it's compounded continuously. And I'll get to this one, okay, in a bit. Okay, the continuously one. It's actually an even easier formula. Okay. All right, so how do we put this information, starting with A, into a formula? You plug it in. Yeah, you just plug in what you know. Okay, A is going to be your answer. Okay, that's the total balance that you want to know. You want to know how much it has. Okay. P. What's P? 15,000, right? Yeah, 15,000. Good. So 15,000, and then you have 1 plus. What's R? 8%, so that means you need to turn 8% into a decimal, right? Percent means per 100, so what's it gonna be?
0.008.
Not 0.008, but 0.08, because 8 has to be in the hundredths place, right? 8% per 100, it's 100, okay? So 0.08 over n. If we're compounding, we're doing A right now, so we're compounding quarterly. How many times per year is it getting compounded?
4 times.
4 times, right? And getting compounded means basically that you're adding the interest every single time. So when you open up a bank account, it's important to think about if it only gets compounded account. Okay, if it's compounded quarterly, that means every 3 months they're adding interest to your account. And every time they add interest, you're able to like earn more money because it like keeps growing and growing and growing. Okay?
I'm confused. It says annual and then 6 years. So there's two different like times.
Yeah. There's two different times. So 6 years stands for T, which is the time in years. Which is this thing is asking you how much money will you have after 6 years if it's
So
compounded
annually
quarterly.
right now.
Annually, no, it doesn't say annually. It says the annual interest rate.
Oh.
Let me take out that word. The interest rate is 8%. Okay, it's compounded quarterly. We're trying to see after 6 years. If I put my money in a bank account that gives me 8% interest and compounds it quarterly, how much money will I have? So N is 4 because it's quarterly. And then at the top, you have N again, which is 4. And then T. What's T? 6, because it's 6 years. Okay, so you're seeing how much money you'll have after 6 years. Okay? 8% is a good rate.
Sir,
Okay? Yes.
are you gonna have something like the
Yes.
AP? You're gonna have it on the top. Okay, thank you.
I'll have this. Yeah, I'll just put this, but I won't put like the description. I'll just put
No,
the
that's
one
fine.
word of what it is. Okay. Okay. So then this, let's go ahead and let's solve it. Who can solve it for me?
You just plug it in your calculator.
Oh,
Plug it into
sorry,
the
I took
calculator.
your copy.
You can just literally plug that whole thing into your calculator. Okay, but remember to use parentheses. Okay, let me double check. What did you get?
Like quarterly, monthly, continuously. You do that each time, and then they give you different answers.
Quarterly would be
But then for monthly, do you plug in different numbers?
You got
And then the same numbers.
3 points?
And then how do you get the different answers?
because it's 12.
I got
Okay.
24,000.
Quarters, how many quarters?
24,000 what?
126.
Yes, that's the answer. Okay, remember parentheses. Oh, because you used.
Infinity?
Okay, so the answer is 24,126.56. We'll say that. Okay, that's the money that you'll have at the end of 6 years, which isn't too bad. They added on 9 grand in 6 years, and you just did nothing except just leave the money in the account. So $9,000 got your balance is going to be 24,000. So you guys
But that's just quarterly.
that's if it were compounded quarterly. Now we have to find out if it's compounded monthly.
So instead of plugging in 4, you plug in 12.
And that would be one question?
That would be one question. Okay. Got it? Yeah. Now let's find out the monthly. Do we have to change a lot? What's the only thing that we change?
4 to the 12.
The 4 into 12. That's literally it. We just changed this 4 into 12. And don't forget to change it up here. Remember, n appears 2 times.
And
Goes down here.
we leave the 6 there?
You leave the 6 there because it's still asking after 6 years. Now, if it tells you after 7 years compounded monthly, then you have to change the T. Okay?
How many questions are on the test?
I was thinking 10.
Oh,
Okay.
5.
who said 5?
I said it was going to be short. Not that short, but pretty short.
10 you said? Or 15?
10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to be a short one because I do want to take advantage, try to see what we get through. But again, if you need to take the whole class period, totally fine. I'd much rather you guys do that. I'll be more happy. Huh? And then after school again, the review. Okay? All right, so then if you're finding monthly, you would just substitute 12 for n. You guys understand what I'm doing here? No? Yeah?
I have to do it.
Yes or no? Tell me. Yeah? Luke? Yeah? Okay. You guys want to find this one? Tell me.
Wait, hold on, Bailey. How'd you type it?
Or you know what? Let me make one up for you.
I got a different
And solve it for me now, please. And then in the video, if they're doing the same thing, solve it also.
15.
Okay, so let's say Bailey puts her money in a savings account,
Okay.
right? Let's say she got some money from, I don't know, yes,
Do you know how to type it in this calculator,
the what?
the formula?
Which
Because
one?
I'm getting weird
Like-
answers.
Like he doesn't know how to put like. It's hard to explain.
Oh yeah, let me put one, let me put a question and then I'll help you do it.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? We're not gonna do the continuously one because that's just another formula. It's easier, but I don't wanna like confuse you guys too much.
Is it like what's the formula for that one?
It's,
Okay, never mind. It doesn't matter.
A equals P E R T.
Oh yeah, I remember
You just
that.
use E, that value, that's 2.7. Okay, A equals per. Okay, so let's say Bailey got some money, from her dad because he fired all the teachers, so there's a surplus. And she got $20,000. Okay? She doesn't want to risk the stock market, so she goes ahead and she just puts in a savings account. Okay, she goes to HSBC and she gets an interest rate of 2.51%. Okay, that's her interest rate, percent, 2.51%. All right, let's say she's waiting to take that money out until after she gets out of college, so we'll say 5 years. So she wants to wait 5 years before she touches the money. Okay, now the bank compounds her money monthly. Okay, so with the 20 grand, the rate of 2.51%, she wants to leave it in there for 5 years without touching it, and the bank compounds it monthly. What is she gonna have after 5 years? Go ahead and try to solve it. Plug it into your
And monthly is just 12.
Yeah.
You need to plug it. P would be 20,000, right?
Mhm.
It would be 20,000.
That's all one.
Oh, I thought that was L.
You know how to do it, John?
I got this.
0.0251 million, because it's a percentage.
0.0.
0.0251. Yeah, I forgot.
And 5 years, right?
No.
No,
What does that mean? And it's
Huh?
how many times a year it's compounded?
It's wrong?
Compounded monthly, so it's.
Oh, okay.
And 2.
And what's T? T.
Let me see real quick.
Years. That's.
Five.
So we just put that.
I got 22,000.
What did you get, Bailey?
$22,705.
705. What did you get? Okay. Did anyone else get something else?
No, I didn't plug it.
That's right. What'd you get, Luke?
I guess
Okay, that's what you got too. Johnny, what'd you get?
it's a really big number.
Okay, so then maybe it's gonna stay somewhere.
Oh,
in
it's
the
because
20,000.
you have to put 0.025. Remember, it's a
0.025.
percentage.
It's a percentage, yeah.
All right, let me see.
So let's write out the equation, okay?
You put it got.
So
upgraded by
A
200%.
is gonna
No, in the
equal
last problem I put
principal,
1.08.
which is
Exactly. So what's
20,000 times 1 plus, what's our rate?
0.0.
Yes,
Over 12.
0.0251. This is percent, which means it's gonna be 100. So 2/5/100ths That's gonna be 0.0251 over 12, okay? Now, to the n times t, what is n? 12, what is t? 5, okay? So this is how you have to set it up. Now, what you could do, and what probably would be maybe a good idea to do, is to do this first. If you keep getting like different answers, do this first individually, okay? Everyone go ahead and do that with me. You get 1 plus parentheses 0.0251 divided by 12 n parentheses. Okay, because you're dividing this first, and then you're adding 1 to whatever you get divided. Okay, I got 1.00209. Did everyone get that? Just doing this that I boxed in green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Now that, let's raise it to the 60th power. Okay, so that answer, you can just raise it to the 60th power by pressing the caret. Okay? Or you can memorize what you got for a little bit and then press the caret. And then raise it to the 60th power. Why to the 60th power?
12 times 5.
Yeah, because 12 times 5 is 60. Okay?
Triple.
So we raise it to the 60th power. And now I get 1.13356. Does everyone get that?
I get just 1.
Huh?
I just get 1. That's it.
Maybe you didn't include enough digits.
This is good.
There's no only test.
Okay, press. Oh, okay. It could be that you have your calculator set to not look to not have decimals in it. I don't know how to change that right now.
Mr. Triple, are there other equations or any other kind of problems for tomorrow?
Just the composite one.
This one and the composite, and that's it?
Yeah.
What's a composite?
The thing, the f of g of.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so then you multiply that times 20,000, and you get 22,671. Okay, that's